quite an ordeal. This has never happened before.
Jarrett Schutte is talking about this. A wind turbine on his property caught fire around 5:30 in the Huron County village of Elkton.
There was a turbine, it was connected with the Harvest Wind 2 project. It caught on fire in the neighborhood of 5 o'clock in the evening, and the fire was noticed, the fire was called in.
You don't expect that. I mean, who does something happening like that?
The fire department responded. Exelon, who owns the turbine, responded and came out. Sheriff Department, naturally. The main object of both the fire department and the sheriff department were just to keep people from getting too close to the turbine.
We were there right away. We seen that it was on our property, the turbine, so we went down there, and the fire department came right away. And there's not much you can do when you got a fire in the sky or in the air like that. You keep the people away, which they did a good job at.
They have all been trained on how to handle them, and that's exactly what they're there for, is in the case of a turbine fire, is to do crowd control, to keep the people back away, to make sure that the area is safe.
All the way around the turbine, there was people parked and in the driveways, and I'm 1.5 miles, and I had them parked in my driveway from there watching. And we had a strong enough wind that day too, and I was surprised how the pieces never went that far.
It's been our experience through the years when one of the turbines broke a blade on their trial run back in 2012. The blade broke and the pieces fell from the turbine within the area of the setback. The turbine that went down a couple years ago in a winter storm fell in its own footprint. So I mean, that's what the setbacks are designed for. That is the reason for the setbacks, is to keep the public safe.
And there were some pretty good sized pieces, but they were pretty close to the turbine themselves. Majority of it was probably within 80 yards, one way of the turbine. So I don't think there's a lot went out further than that. I think the only reason it went out as far as it did is because of the breeze we had that day. You can't really plan for something like that, but what they did, I mean, we were well satisfied on how it turned out. I know they have classes on those all the time too, with these fellas working on them, and nobody got hurt. It's the main thing. For our area, turbine fire like that is something, a big deal. You don't see that.
We were more just shocked that never seen it. There's hundreds of windmills around us, and never had anything like that happen. I mean, they've been up for 12 years now.
It's big news. So on big news, people talk. And there's all kinds of stories out there. The worst thing is that Facebook they get on. Found out more negative stuff about that. That wasn't even close to being true.